be seated. Will you all bow with me, please? God, we thank you for this special day, for all who are assembled here. For the students, God, we ask that they may feel a sense of achievement in their accomplishment and a great excitement about their future. We celebrate today their skills and gifts. May each student know your presence in their lives and understand how to use their abilities for your glory and your kingdom. And may they all continue to live their lives of learning and discovery, and in doing so bring great blessings to others and to the world. Amen.
Good afternoon, and welcome to Bill Johnson Correctional Center. Wow, look at this crowd. We are so happy that your family members could come here. We realize that Alva is 4 hours from everywhere, but this day is so much more special when you all are here for them. I mean, this is awesome, guys, isn't it? So I want to welcome you to Bill Johnson. I want to recognize a couple people that have been a very important part of all of us getting to this day. So I'm going to start with the Citizens Advisory members, if y'all would stand just real quick. This group of people, I'm telling you, they help us accomplish more at this facility than y'all can imagine, so I appreciate your help. Ms. France is going to give us some Bibles out today, so we thank her for being here from the Presbyterian Church. Appreciate you. Jack Bowers, he's our important education guy today. And Ms. Eli, Dr. Eli, excuse me. Thank you for being here. And of course, Lynn Martin, he helps us so much with pictures and what you take away from here today to remember this day as being very special. So thank you all for being here today. What an accomplishment. Most of you probably know me. I'm the new warden here. I'm a brand newbie. Been here about a month, so I'm excited to have my very first graduating GED class, and wow, what a large number. So I'm not going to take up much more of the time, and let's get to our speaker that's getting ready to come up. I'm excited to have you back here too, so thank you also for coming. So Greg, I'll just turn it over to you.
Thanks. I want to begin our ceremony today by introducing our education staff. First of all, I'm Greg Lynn. I'm the site supervisor for education. Our staff consists of Connie Anton, Barbara Davis, Ladita Brewer, Charlene Oakes, Sheila Conradi, and Nancy Smith, who couldn't be with us today. And introduced already is our regional principal, Mr. Jack Bowers, and our state superintendent, Ms. Dr. Jenna Ely. So we're glad to have you guys. Thank you for coming. This is a large group. In fact, since our last graduation, I think we have 63 here today. We have actually had 101 get their GED since our last graduation. And right now, I think I have 46 waiting to do another one. So we're getting along pretty fast now. So we just had so many leaving so quickly, we just couldn't get enough to feel like we were ready to have a graduation yet. And then the next thing you know, it's April. So we're proud of our graduates, and there are a few of these guys you may have noticed are wearing different colored stoles on their neck, the sashes around their neck, the satin collars. That's to distinguish our honor students. They scored in the top 20% on the GED nationwide, so that's pretty good. Let's give them a hand. The two top students for this class is Randy Reel, who's our salutatorian, and Merle Jocelyn, who's our valedictorian. I'm going to have them come up here for a minute. They have some thoughts to share with us on this occasion.
Good afternoon, fellow graduates. Today we gather to celebrate our completion of our high school education. For some of us, this has been a simple formality that has been a long time coming. For others, it's the culmination of hard work and study. Congratulations. No matter how difficult or easy this path has been, we now all hold certificates of graduation. Some of you may wonder now what, or think this diploma will not help you in any way. What this diploma can mean is up to you, but what it could do is affect your future, career, and economic stability for life. We are now eligible to continue our academic pursuits and reach our career and education goals. The next few years will see a great new surge for education. If you choose to pursue education, you will be able to count this accomplishment as the first in a series of the deciding points of your life. Again, congratulations to you all. Thank you for your time.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to thank everyone for your support and encouragement during this event. I would like to thank the Education Administration and the teachers here at Bill Johnson for their dedication in helping each of my fellow trainees and myself to graduate this life-changing goal. Finally, I want to congratulate each of the trainees for this accomplishment. I would like to say, with dedication, hard work, and God, there is nothing in the world that we cannot do. This is only one of many steps towards bettering our lives, and we deserve better lives than what we've accomplished so far. This is, or I would also like to say, to continue to encourage each other and strive to achieve greatness we are capable of. Once again, thank you all for your support and acknowledgement in this accomplishment. May God bless you all.
Ladies and gentlemen, honored guests, GED graduates, our speaker today comes to us from Sallisaw, Oklahoma. He was a 3-time convicted felon who at one time was housed here at BJCC. After leaving prison for the last time, he was able to turn his life around as the Director of Economic Development and the Coming Home Reentry Program for the Cherokee Nation. As a result of the success of his reentry program, on June 30th, 2014, our speaker was honored at the White House as one of 14 recipients of the Champion of Change Award, given to ordinary Americans doing extraordinary things in their communities. Mr. Legg was recently elected as City County Commissioner in Sallisaw and is excited about serving his community. We're always proud to hear of our former inmates who've been able to turn their lives around and build a new life. So let's welcome Mr. Darrell Legg.
Brought a cheat sheet. Felt like I stuck something in. Oh, I'm so honored to be able to be here because this place is something special to me. I've been to prison. I've been in 13 different prisons, and this one here was just a little bit different. From the day you walk in, you're no longer called an inmate. Just the fact that they're calling you a trainee, and if you buy into it, you start understanding, what's going on. And if I asked you to raise your hands, probably every one of you would raise your hands. How many of y'all would have ended up getting your GED if you'd still be out there today? Maybe this was God's way of saying, hey, slow down. I've been to prison twice in Arkansas, once in Oklahoma. I did time 94, 95, 96, 2000, 2001. As soon as I got out of Bill Johnson Correctional Center, I immediately enrolled back into college and I went for a job interview to get me a job. I don't like talking about myself, but whenever I come here, it's important that you hear the steps that it takes to try to get back to normal whenever you get out, and the things that can happen for you if you just continue to make the right choices. I'm honored with the job that I have with Cherokee Nation to, I go all over the United States and give, I talk about prison reentry, or one of the top reentry programs in the United States. We have less than a 10% recidivism rate. Just by simply removing 2 barriers. We get people's driver's license back and we get them some clothes. If it's possible, we can get them housing if they can show that they can afford the rent. But then we try to move them right into a job. I hate to tell you, but man, when you get out, you gotta go to work. There's no way around it, there's no way of dodging it. If a man works in life and takes care of him and his kids, it does something for you internally. And it builds that self-worth that we've just lost on our own for so many years of drugging and using and going and slinging and letting everybody down, your family members, you know. And it's good to see that you have your support group here with you. I think the last time I went, I think the family crowd was about half this size, so I appreciate you guys coming out. In 2001, I was released from Bill Johnson Correctional Center, and I immediately enrolled back into college in South Oklahoma. I was standing in line, and a lady from Voc Rehab contacted me and said, "Daryl, didn't you just get out of prison?" I said, "Yes, ma'am." And she said, "Well, would you be considered a chemical dependent?" And I said, "Yeah, I guess so." You know, never really thought about being labeled as a drug addict. I just always knew that I would use drugs and get caught every freaking time that I did it. And so I got my schooling paid for through the Department of Rehabilitation Services and Cherry Connection Voc Rehab. While I was in college, I got 18 hours toward my bachelor's degree in social work, and they called me upstairs to tell me that I couldn't be a social worker because I was a felon, and they could not insure me and put me on their insurance. I'm sorry I get emotional, but recovery is so important to me. It's affected everybody in my family, all my friends. I got my brother here, I got another brother that just got out of here, and it just destroys lives. And now many of y'all have kids. You know, you want to be out there, you want to be a good dad to your kids. And you want to be the right role model for your kids. But anyway, whenever I went up to see Dr. Beavers at NSU, he told me I couldn't go on and be a social worker. Then he had the nerve to ask me if I ever thought about welding. You know, and this man's a doctor, he's a professional. He's the one you go to for guidance. So anyway, I changed my major to psychology, and I ended up doing the same thing that I would if I'd have just stuck with social work. Well, and it still baffles me today. I don't know why he couldn't come up with that solution. But anyway, so I ended up graduating. Matter of fact, I did all my papers on this program right here. And in 1999, Bill Johnson Correctional Center was the #1 program in the United States for reducing recidivism. So y'all are part of a special group. You know, you're not at Granite, you're not at Connors, you're not at Stringtown, you're not fighting for your lives every day. It's a different world here. And I'm not saying this ain't hard. It is hard. Getting right in life is hard. Making change in life is hard, no matter what. But y'all are part of an elite group just for the fact that you're at the Bill Johnson Correctional Center. Your chances of success now has went from 67% recidivism, now you're at about 30%. And the fact that you got your GEDs, now you're in the lower 20% chance of recidivism, going back to prison whenever you get out. The Pearson View GED test, guys, is probably 10 times harder than what the paper test used to be. So the fact that y'all have passed the Pearson View GED makes it that much more special. So I give it up to y'all. Y'all really have done a great accomplishment. Years ago, it wasn't that difficult to get a GED. But when it comes to this new system, we do GED testing where I work as well. So I'm very familiar with Pearson View and what goes on. It's not an easy accomplishment. So give yourselves a pat on the back. After I graduated from NSU, I graduated with a 3.77 GPA, cum laude, honors. I didn't even know all this was happening until I went up there to the bookstore to get my cap and gown, and they asked me if I wanted to buy honor cords. I was just so anxious to get to work and to graduate, but all these little accomplishments kept adding up. And every small success in life, guys, leads to bigger successes. If you can remember to delay your gratification, being a drug addict, you want everything now. You want it your way, where it's all about me, me, me. if you can delay your gratification and allow these successes that y'all are achieving now, they eventually add up to be greater successes. In the state of Oklahoma, 1 out of every 6 adult males is a convicted felon. So you're not on an island. You know, if I ask folks here to raise their hand, I guarantee there'll be people here raise their hand that are convicted felons. We have the #1 incarcerate for females for the last 23 years in a row, and sometimes we're #3, sometimes we're #2 for males. The governor has asked me to be on the task force for depopulation of prisons. So things like this can happen in your life because, you know, overpopulating prisons and just sending people straight to prisons for being a drug addict, that ain't the answer. The good thing about this program is that it is a program. You know, we still have our debt to pay to society, I get it. But if you can make anything good happen out of what you're going through right here and get the buy-in. You know, I wish I'd have went to the military whenever I got out of school. And I didn't. I was going to go to the Navy, and I ended up didn't. I ended up messing up in life, and I regret it. But the whole concept of being regimented and teaching you to get up every morning, teaching you to go to work, guys, that's just real life. You know, I wish there was an easy button to push, but there's not. You know, we got to pay taxes just like the next man, and when you're selling drugs, you can't do it. You know. But I graduated from NSU, and the Cherokee Nation recruited me to come to work for them as a voc rehab counselor. The state was recruiting me to come to work as an intern, as a voc rehab counselor for the state, but you have to have your master's degree in order to do so. And so I wanted to go back to work for my tribe. Well, while I was working there, it wasn't 3 years later I was made director over all the vocational training programs. Within that, we have what our workforce is called career services, and our whole goal is self-sufficiency. On the application process, I noticed that there was a box you can check that qualifies you for our programs that just said offender. So it dawned on me that if I could start networking throughout Cherokee Nation, I could figure out how to get all these programs working together and develop a program. As soon as I did, I'd be dang if I didn't get a $20,000 charitable donation for incarcerated Cherokees. And from then on, it has just grown. We have helped 370 inmates so far get out of prison. Not all have found jobs, but only 10% have went back. So that means out of 370, actually less than 10%, we've had 35 people return to prison. And the others are either in school. Some I can't find because I don't know if y'all been in here this long, but there's like a big rate of government flip phones everywhere. And what you call somebody the next day, they got a different one and they're hard to track. But guys, the fact that y'all have done this much right here and helped your chances of reducing recidivism and reducing your chances of going back speaks volumes. Because now you're ready for the workforce. I had a meeting with the local 798 Pipe Fitters Union there in Tulsa, and they have no problem hiring ex-offenders. Matter of fact, you go to work for them, if you're accepted into the union, they work you 8 days until you can pay your union dues. And in the first year, you can make $150,000 take-home pay. Now, and that's not including your $100 a day per diem, the rental on your truck if you get it. The companies that you work for, they actually pay your union dues, your insurance, and all this stuff. This is actually take-home money after taxes that you can make. And so there's opportunities out there. The times are changing. There's been $550 million in grants given out by the federal government in the last 15 years just for reentry programs. Whenever we got this program going, the reentry program, there was a requested nomination for efforts on reentry to employment. And I was one of 14 that received it. There was 960 applicants that went in, and I was one that was chosen because of my story. People love a good story. You know, you think the world's against you. They're not against you, they're against your behavior. Don't ever play the victim. Take responsibility, take ownership, and move on with your lives, guys. People are eager to see you come back and do well. They're eager. I know some people may have different economic situations where, you know, a total relocation is understandable. But people just love a good story. I'm not a pro football player. You know, I've never went on to become a doctor, physician, or nothing like that. I'm simply an inmate that got out that turned his life around. Some of the other folks, I don't know if y'all have ever seen the movie Orange is the New Black, or Black is the New Orange. She was one of the recipients of the award. The guy that wrote the movie The Hangover, he was one of the recipients of the award. He actually has a reentry program that he has in California that helps inmates while they're in there act. And they do acting classes and plays. But it was an honor. It was an honor. And the year after that, in 2014, Cherokee Nation, out of 11,500 employees, elected me or gave me the award of Statesman of the Year. And that is because of my message. And I'm sorry I get so passionate about this, y'all. But I don't know any other way to compel you to change your ways, to change the way you think, and to change the way you look at yourself. But I know that you got family that they drove as far as I did. I left at 6 o'clock this morning. I had a flat. I had to call another counselor to come pick me up, stay there with my flat tire, and I took his van so I could continue on up here to see you guys. And I was texting Warden this morning at 7:55, telling her I'm on my way, I'm going to make it. I don't know a single one of you here, but I know the situation you're in, and you're very, very important. You're important to me, and you're important to other people out there, and you just don't know it. There's things that are going on within the government right now of what things to fund, what things not to fund. And DOC's not on the list to get funded anytime soon. They face so many cuts, it's ridiculous. They're given a task to do this, but it's like telling somebody to build a house and then don't give them a hammer. So I want you to know that you got to stand up and take ownership for the things you've done, but you also got to be able to forgive yourself for the things that you've done and move on. You know, whenever I got out, it felt like we walked around with a big old F on my forehead, that everybody that see me knew I was a felon. I just got out of prison. And I've been a city commissioner now for 3 years, and there's still people in my town, it's only 8,000 people, that never knew I was ever even in trouble. But to me, I just walk around with this stigma thinking everybody just knows what I've done, you know. So the following year, in 2015, I was elected city commissioner of Sallisaw, and I won by 67% of the votes. It wasn't even close. It was healing for me, because in this small town, I raised a lot of havoc. And first thing I said was sorry about the 90s. The next year, in 2016, I've been appointed to the Native American Employment Training Council, which is directly under, back then it was Thomas Perez, who was over the Department of Labor, to where I've served directly to counsel to Donald Trump now, because we don't have a Department of Labor head right now. But when we do, we'll get to meet them. But the next big phase is going to be registered apprenticeships, which simply means whenever you get out of here, especially if you're involved in a career tech program for pre-apprenticeship, it's going to be a lot easier getting to jobs, because they're going to be able to train you and work you immediately. So hopefully that gets to where it works out. This year in February, I was awarded a pardon by Governor Fallon, and that lady does not give out pardons. Whenever I was walking out the door, I was in Oklahoma City. You go before a pardon and parole board, and then they'll vote right there in front of you, yes or no. And they said yes, and as I got up to leave, they said, good luck with that. I was like, what? Yeah, in other words, you better know somebody, and because she just don't hand out pardons. So it speaks volumes that she was able to do that, you know, and see past y'all got a rap sheet of 13 felonies. You know, it's if you look me up online, it looked like I was a career criminal, and really I only did crack about 2.5 years of my life. You know, that's an old school term. I don't know if anybody ever heard that before. But again, I don't like to talk about myself, but I think that it is important for you guys to see the path that it takes and the perseverance that it takes to be able to do something. I was told I couldn't have housing whenever I got out, which I can get housing. There is no statute within HUD that says you are not allowed to live in HUD housing. The only thing that will keep you out of HUD housing is if you're a lifelong registered sex offender, or if you've ever been caught manufacturing methamphetamines while living in a HUD home. Those are the only two things that can keep you from living in HUD housing. Any other thing is what they call policy, which is if you go to a public housing complex and they say you can't, every certificate you get here, your diplomas that you get here, put them in a nice binder and bring them in there with you and present your case. People on the outside that's never been incarcerated think that it's a bunch of one or two guys living in little bitty square boxes, not doing anything all day. But if you allow them to know that you didn't go to just prison, you went to a program, that you worked every day. On my resume, I put down that I was a clerk for Mr. Corneli. You know, and it shows them that you just wasn't in here wasting your time, that you're actually bettering yourself. That's what they want to see. And man, listen, and I'm up here talking, but if you're wanting to be an outlaw of your life, by all means, you can. I'm not telling you you can't do that. I get it. Some people won't ever change. I got friends that, you know, they'll pat me on the back and congratulate me all the time, but man, they're just still doing the same old thing. They're, you know, in and out. Probably every year it seems like they're going in and out somewhere. And I understand. I mean, some people just don't want to change, but if you want to change, you have got the opportunity now to really go on and make something of yourself. I didn't really get started, guys, till I was 36 years old. So all this I read to you really happened in the last 10 years after I graduated college. College ain't for everybody. I'm just a little bit candy, and I didn't want to go be a welder. You know? Hey, I'll take 60 grand over 150 grand all day. I just don't want to go break my back, you know. But guys, if y'all could get the buy-in and really understand the importance of the things that y'all have been able to accomplish, then it's just going to go so far with y'all. You know, and there's no such thing as boredom, and I learned this through MRT. Boredom is just not discovering the significance of your own existence. Especially those of you guys that raised your hand and told me that you had a kid at home or two kids at home. That's what's important. That's what's important. I told my boy that I was at work while I was here. And whenever I got out, I was able to buy him a toy. And he had no clue that I actually went to prison. I was able to tell him a few years down the road when he could understand it. But guys, to be a role model for your kids, and then to be a role model for other inmates. And that's the first thing I tell them when they come into my office. If you succeed, I get more money to help other folks that are in our same situation. We've started the Oklahoma Native American Reentry Alliance, which involves all tribes within Oklahoma that have reentry programs. There's several positive reentry programs out there that are tribally ran. And if you're not a tribal member, it's not going to come as easy. And you're going to try a little bit harder because the state does not have money to fund reentry programs like the tribes do. But I want to tell you all that I appreciate you guys trying so hard while you're here. I'm proud of you for achieving your goal of getting this diploma. It's not an easy task. I personally just understand how difficult the peer review testing is, and y'all have actually done something. You know, and if you can go out and give back, part of our lesson was, and MRT was to be able to give back, and to give back to your community. You know, being a city commissioner, I'm not paid to do that. And I give up a lot of my time to help figure out the city's problems and the budgets. But it's a way of being able to heal from within. You know, I carry a lot of guilt. I was treacherous. I was really, really treacherous out there, man. And for me to be able to feel like I've been forgiven by society goes so far. And again, I just want to tell you I'm proud of you, and I get to do this all over the United States. But coming back to Bill Johnson is such a joy for me, and hopefully I get to do it again. But hopefully I'll be gone the next time I do. And last time I did not do this, but really think it's important. If anybody has a question for me, if y'all want to know something, whenever I was here, there was prison rumors that when you get out, being incarcerated, you're automatically eligible for SSI. You get $15,000 to help start up a business, and there's a lot of myths to this. But if any of y'all have a question, feel free to ask me. I don't mind answering anything, personal, professional. It don't matter. But if y'all got something y'all want to know, and if not, that's fine. We'll move on. All right, guys, I appreciate y'all. And family, get gas while you're in Alva, because there ain't nothing that way for about 300 miles. All right, thank y'all for having me.
Can't think of a more inspirational speaker than Mr. Legg to have come talk to you guys. And I told him earlier, I wish we could have him every time. He says it's too far. And several of us on the front row were wanting to know about that pipe fitting job. So that sounds like a good deal. Y'all look into that. That's kind of what I have to do. Okay. Well, we're going to take a little time to recognize our graduates now by giving them a certificate. They all have their diplomas already. They've sent those home, and they gave them out to their loved ones today or whatever, or lost them probably. But we are going to give them a certificate to let them remember this day. And there's going to be a Bible given out by the Presbyterian Church, who's been doing this since 1995. Every time we've had a graduation. There's been many times we've had 4 graduations in a year, so that's a lot of Bibles been given out over the years. We have this March Friends is going to come up and give out the Bibles, and I'm going to ask Dr. Ely and Warden Guffey and Mr. Legg to come up, and we're going to give out these certificates. And if you wouldn't mind, if you want to hand them to them, they'd appreciate that. They get their picture taken with you. I think they'd like that. So you be right there. There you go. We will now present the certificates. So y'all need to stand, you last 2 rows, stand up and come on up. Akira Allen. Andrew Arnold. Jonathan Avila. Ryan Bakken. Marcus Bearpaw. Ryan Waller. Ricky Berry. Jeffrey Black. James Blackbox. Ryan Bridges. We get in a hurry, I guess. Joseph Brosas. Preston Butler. Anthony Childress. John Christie. Daniel Crockett. Fabrice De La Luz. Dale Deaton. Marshall Drayton. Alexis Espinoza. Edel Gabriel Joshua Green. Al Greer. Eric Griffin. William Hardy. Joshua Haynes. Davion Holman. Sharon Jones. Merle Jocelyn. Shelby Kiefer. Stephen Kimbrough. Daryl Kincannon. John Levan. David Little. Donald Longstreet. Noah Martin. Deontay Morrison. Porter Oliver. Brandon Patton. David Pierce. Dennis Pilley. Andy Reel. Dakota Reyes. Aaron Riley. And there's those Salinas. Michael Smith. Ricky Smith. Jared Snyder. Jonas Mikowski. Van Sprawls. Brandon T. Robert Thompson. Edgar Toledo. Jeremy Toombs. Juan Tristan. Tristan Trujillo. Joshua Vanderbilt. Holt Watkins. Anthony Wicker. Greg Wilhelm. Kelton Wilson. Jeremiah Young. Be seated. Get them all around here. Will the graduates please rise? Having met the requirements set forth by the State Department of Education and the State of Oklahoma, I now present to you the BJCC Spring Class of 2017. Now I'm going to ask Dr. Ely to come up and give us some closing remarks.
I'm going to reiterate what the warden said. Wow. This is a really big graduating class. very proud of you guys. I know these guys out here are very proud of you. I can see by the looks on their faces, there's a little bit of emotion out there, you know. Daryl, what an inspiration. That wasn't just emotion, guys, that was passion. And we can all only have, wish that we could have that much passion for what we do. Find something in your life to be that passionate about. And one of the things that I am passionate about is the sport of gymnastics. I judge women's gymnastics. I judge everybody from the little bitty ones to the college ladies. I was at the Big 12 championships this last year and watched OU go on to win the national championship. I was very proud. In there, I have a young lady that I have watched from the time she was 4 years old and now she's 10. She lost one leg when she was very, very young. People label people all the time handicapped because she's missing a leg. Maybe you weren't as smart as everybody else in school and they labeled you special ed. Going to the military, they give you a label. Coming to prison, they give you a label. There's labels all over the place. Well, this young lady, she goes into competitions and competes with all the people that have 2 legs, are very healthy. She's healthy too, she just has 1 leg. But she competes against everybody else that has everything handed to them in the world. She has to face some hard choices. And as a 10-year-old, her choice is to not let her handicap be more than she is. Now, how does that relate to you? It's just like Daryl said. A lot of times guys get out of here and they think, I've got a handicap because I'm a felon. Okay, don't let it be that way to you. You can see how successful he is. It took him a little while, but look at all the things that he's accomplished. There are other people out there that have done the same thing. There's a man named Jeff Henderson. His nickname is Chef Jeff. He went to California. He won a cooking competition, and now he's got high-end restaurants from New York to LA. And he is doing very well. But he served time in prison before he got there. There's another guy that runs around with Jason White. He's his right-hand man with Air Comfort Solutions. He just got out of prison a couple of years ago. He's doing very well for himself. These are people that will not allow the term felony to lead their life. I hope you don't either. You guys look like a great class. I'm excited to see what you do in your future. I will no longer keep you from your cookies. Good luck.
Just wanted to say one thing. You guys see the name Bill Johnson Correctional, and you don't know anything about Bill Johnson. I remember Bill Johnson when I was younger. He was a heck of a good guy. His wife Billy was a nice lady. I went to, their daughter Teresa was in my class, so I knew him quite well. Just recently, Mrs. Johnson passed away, and the family collected money after the death and gave to Bill Johnson. We used it for new robes, caps, tassels, some new collars. They came in this morning. So there wasn't time to really use them this time. We're going to use them next time. But we have had over $1,000 we spent on that. Just want to say a couple things about pictures. First of all, you guys have seen a lot of this yesterday. We took this picture out here in the Benson Center. And that's available online for people who want to get it at Lynn Martin Photography, and we have some sheets for you for that. Is there some? They're out there? Okay, there's some laying out there. The guys have gotten some, but they're available and are available for a long time online. You know, years from now, if you decide I want to go back and see my picture or get my picture, you got an individual picture right here, getting your certificate here right afterwards. Mr. Martin's going to be available to take an individual picture or with your family. If you have family here and you want to get that taken, those will be online. There will be a video online of this whole event that you can go on and get. And so family, if you'd like to go in there and get that or look at that, that'll be available to you. And those sheets are available. Anything else I need to say about that? That's pretty well it. Okay. Right afterwards here, we're going to have, they mentioned cookies out here on the outside. We're going to take a few minutes to talk and just have a reception before we send the guys back to the units and let the parents go home. So here in just a minute, we're going to close this out. Everyone's invited to stay and visit or come in here and get the picture taken. He'll be right over here against this wall over here, north wall, I guess, what that is. I'm going to ask Ms. Oakes to say a closing prayer for us.
Dear Lord, thank you for this day of celebration. Bless these graduates. Help them to leave this place with a bright future. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you for coming.